Hey everybody, I'm really excited to share an outbound workflow in HubSpot that's powered by Breeze AI. Now, I have not seen anybody building workflows like this quite yet, and so I hope you learned something. I hope you find it interesting and it maybe opens your eyes about what's possible because we're going to use Breeze in 3 different ways in this video, and I'm going to show you how. First, quick heads up. This is going to require access to a beta feature in HubSpot, and I'm going to show you how to turn it on. So in your HubSpot account, you want to go to product updates. And then once you've done that, go to in beta, search for Breeze, and we are going to need this Ask Breeze action in workflows. That's going to be required. I'm also going to show you how we're using outbound data inside of HubSpot to get a summary of the record for the sales rep to catch up on as well. The other piece you need is you need to be using OutboundSync. So in this video, I'm going to show you how OutboundSync data can take outbound data from SmartLead, Instantly, or Email Bison and log that into HubSpot and make that data really, really useful. Bit of context. I run OutboundSync. It's a real software company, but in this video, we're going to use a fake company called Pueblo Machine Company. We're going to use that for our prompts. This is not real. I don't sell this equipment. I make OutboundSync. We're in the HubSpot app marketplace. Check it out. And HubSpot app partner. All right, let me just show you the end really quick, and then I'm going to work you through how we got here. This video is not going to be longer than 10 minutes. We're looking at a record that came from an outbound campaign. It was logged to HubSpot with both timeline events and emails. We have a task created for the sales rep because this lead was categorized by Breeze as one as being worth following up on, and the actual follow-up itself was also drafted by Breeze. We've also got a record summary here written by Breeze, catching a sales rep up on what happened. So this is explaining this contact engaged with an outbound campaign, expressing interest. They responded positively. You can follow up by scheduling the demo using the provided link. So this is all coming together really, really nicely. This has been 2 years of work thinking about how to get outbound data into HubSpot, seeing how this all stacks up, and now seeing how we can use Breeze inside. I'm actually really, really, really excited how easy this was to build. So let's jump right in. OutboundSync has a testing modal. This allows us to send synthetic or fake outbound data. We've got a bakery theme here. So Mac Karen, it's like macaroon. We're going to email Mac, and then we're going to also log a reply event. So we pretend like we emailed this person, and then we pretend like we got a reply back from them. We're going to send those 2 test payloads. You can see here that those were successfully sent in OutboundSync's logs. And monumentsuites.com, Monument, Colorado. This is all Colorado themed bakery fake stuff. All right. So now we've got if we go back to the record here, you can see we've got a sent email and we've got a reply. These are logged as activities with the direction attached to them. This is through HubSpot's API, through the engagements API. And then we've also got these timeline events, which can be used to trigger workflows. And we're going to show you how we use that in a second. There's additional metadata behind this. This is just what we include in the preview. Imagine you're a sales rep. You're either running your own campaign, you've got marketing, or an agency running a campaign for you. You're going to want to get caught up on all of this stuff when you jump into this record. We'll talk about the task next. So first, let's talk about a situation where you do not have this lead categorized at all. Some platforms support this, and I can see why you might want to use that. It's easy, it's built in. You can potentially bring your own API key to the sales engagement platform and have them do that categorization for you. However, it can be a little bit of a black box in terms of how it's working. And obviously, it's separate AI credits on another platform. So you may want to do this inside of HubSpot to use Breeze credits and to have the logic behind the prompt editable, understandable by your team inside of a HubSpot workflow. So let's assume that we do not have that lead category coming over from the sales engagement platform. In other words, like the disposition or the status. All we know is we got a reply. And we potentially are getting a lot of replies. So we don't want to flood our sales rep with a lot of replies, like out of offices and things like that. So we're going to trigger a workflow. Move myself out of the way. When we get a reply, and the lead category, ID or name are unknown, we're going to trigger this workflow to create or set a category. Now, I'm going to leave a little bit of a delay in here, just in case that lead category is coming through, but comes later. That may not be necessary. If you don't have lead category being done at all on the engagement level, on the sales engagement platform, you don't have to have this turned on. Or if you do have a person reviewing it, you can even add this delay up to 24 hours or 48 hours as a backstop in case a human in the loop misses something. We do a second check to make sure that it's still unknown. And if it's still unknown, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask Breeze to categorize it. Now, I use ChatGPT. You can use Claude. There's a lot of ways to develop this prompt, but the very simple goal here is, should we follow up or not? Is it positive, neutral, or in some way merits a human review? We provide the sent message and the reply message, and then we ask for it to classify it. So this is a really binary response. And then we can use that as an action output to branch the workflow and then do some next steps. So I just want to show you what it looks like here on another sample record. We can see the sent email input. You can see the reply input. You can see that it was successful, and then you can see the response as follow-up, right? So we're going to want to trigger the next step based on follow-up or no follow-up. And in this case, it was positive, so we do want to follow up. We're going to set that lead category ID to Breeze interested. We're going to set the lead category name to interested. And then finally, we're going to set the lifecycle stage to MQL. So this is a marketing qualified generated lead. I think it makes sense to have the sales rep make a determination if it's an SQL or not. That's going to be up to your organization, your rules. But in general, as a rule of thumb, I think if you get a positive reply back from an outbound campaign, my default is let's start that as an MQL. If it's already been categorized, we don't need to run it through, and it's been categorized and not worth following up. We don't need to run it through this, right? You could build this out more. You could add additional categories, additional branches. There's a lot more you could do here. So we've got that. Now let's just show what that looks like. So this workflow ran for our Mac Karen, and you can see that these two properties were updated. I can show you if you go to the details, this was updated by this workflow. Same here. And you can see that this list membership here, so Mac is on our list. And you can test which list criteria Mac fits because we're using that little testing criteria, and you can see that Mac fits this one down here. So associated with Outbound and marked as an MQL, it progressed through the funnel. We're actually a little conservative here. We could have additional criteria here where just if a lead category name is known, it could be included in this positive reply thing. We want to make sure that we're being really tight about what gets counted when and why. We don't want to over attribute. I think that there's another way to do this. You could potentially include that. We package all of these lists and workflows and reports through Supered, and we make them available to users pre-packaged. But if you're building this on your own, obviously you can build it yourself. I think there's an argument to be made for including the property as a categorization criteria, but it would be possible to potentially game that a little bit. So yeah, being a little strict in how we filter this. Okay, so now we've got our sent email. We've got a reply back. It's been categorized as an interested lead that's worth following up. Now, I want to show you how we created that task and used Breeze to generate a reply for the prospect. So when the sales rep logs into HubSpot, this is going to be all teed up for them inside of HubSpot using all HubSpot tools in terms of workflows and the AI, not for the sequencing and things like that. All right, so when it's a positive reply and we know that it's an OutboundSync contact, we're going to trigger this workflow. Only for positive replies, we want to go ahead and put it into this Breeze prompt. And now we're going to have Breeze take the sent email, take the reply, and we're going to have it generate a suggested copy for how to respond to the lead. And it's got a little bit of context about our company. It's got some guidance about how long the email should be. You can see all of this here. Feel free to pause the video, copy it, make it better. I'm sure there's ways to do this differently and more efficiently. I do just want to note that Breeze has a context window of about 3,000 characters. there's another way that we're using this actually internally that I can maybe share in another video, but just keep that in mind. All right, coming up on my time limit here, so I'm going to wrap it up. We've got that Breeze output. We're dropping that Breeze output here, that response, into the task. We've got the context for the sales rep, and this workflow fired off, and you can see it here. Just again, recapping, we've got the sent email, logged as an email, logged as a timeline event. We've got the reply, logged as an email, logged as a timeline event. We've got the Breeze contact summary, and we've got the Breeze task assigned to the sales rep with the context of the campaign name, Colorado Bakeries, the sent email, the reply, the suggested response back. So check it out. Let me know if you're building something like this or interested in building something like this. It's been a steady build on the Breeze side for HubSpot, and I have to say that these pieces are starting to come together in a way that's really exciting. And as app partner, the way we're putting this data in and seeing the way that it's increasingly being used and kind of like almost future or forward compatible, really exciting stuff as a HubSpot app partner. And we've got a lot more coming that we're going to be building on this. But even just seeing where it is right now, this is pretty radical change versus where HubSpot was, even just a year ago. So yeah, check it out. Would love feedback on this. Tear it apart. Let me know what you do differently. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch, and hope you have a great day. See you in the next one.